What's up? I'm Buddy Nielsen. I'm the label manager here at Mightier Than Sword. You know, what my job entails as label manager here is basically I'm dealing with all of the manufacturing, deadlines, making sure everything runs smoothly and gets done on time and is out on time. So anything that moving forward doesn't end up on time, it's usually my fault or has something to do with my world. I also handle the marketing side of things for the little things that we do. We don't do we don't have a ton of money to spend on marketing, but we do come up with creative ways and interesting ways to promote the bands that we have and dealing with our PR person. The things that helped me get to where I am today are playing in Census Fail. I've been touring and making music for the last 9 years, and about 2-3 years ago I got interested in dealing with this side of the music industry. I started tour managing the band, learn more about finances and accounting and just overall getting more involved with the business side of things, managing bands, working at a label, and kind of just threw that out there and was lucky enough to meet RJ and find a couple bands that I thought were really good that felt that I knew what I was talking about and hired me as a manager, and that's kind of how I got here, really. What exactly does an A&R do? I think A&R people at major labels would have you think they do a lot more than what I think it entails. What I think it really entails is really going out and finding a band that you think not only has music that is exceptional that people would like and should hear, but also being able to figure out if that band's even capable of having their, for lack of a better term, shit together and able to make that successful. For anybody who's trying to get a job as a tour manager, if you want to work as a tour manager, you really have to start at the bottom. You really have to start, there's this ladder, I guess you would say, of hierarchy in the crew world, which I guess starts at merch. Managers and bands and business managers usually want a tour manager in place to deal with the finances. So starting off at merch is a really good place because you're learning all that. You're actively dealing with the money coming in and out, and you're doing some of your own accounting, but on a small scale where you're responsible for the money, but you're also not. Once the money comes to you, you give it to the tour manager, you give it to the band, it's no longer your fault. As a tour manager, the whole thing is your fault. The money coming from merch, anything that goes wrong ever as a tour manager is your fault, no matter what it is. Even if it's not your fault, it's technically your fault because you are acting as the person in charge on tours. So if you want to be a tour manager, you start off at merch, or if you're able to do sound, if you can do any kind of sound, or you can guitar tech, or any kind of thing like that, that's a good way to get into tour managing because almost every single tour manager that I know was either in a band and dealt with the band's finances directly as their own tour manager, or worked their way up from merch or guitar tech or something, or doing sound. Do you have to go to college to be in the music industry? No, but I do think it's a good idea if you're trying to tour full-time and trying to get out there. Yeah, it's probably going to deter you from being able to do that, but I don't know. I think going to college is a good thing. I think that not necessarily for music business, because they really don't teach you, from what I understand, not that I know because I didn't go to college, but I feel like they teach you music theory, they teach you some different aspects of music, and then business. They don't actually teach you how the music business works. And I think that's what a lot of people go to college for who want to work in the music business, is specifically for music business, and how do I understand the larger picture of what it is. And I don't really think you get that, but I do think that if you're trying to work on the industry side, I think definitely going to college is good because you can learn about business, you can learn about marketing, there's various different things you can do. Most of the people in this industry really just started doing whatever they wanted to do and built it from there, and that's I think is what is a little confusing about people trying to get into the music industry, is it's not like other industries like finance or whatever. You go to school for finance, you get a degree. You know, you go to a corporation. You say, here's where I went to school. Here's where I've interned. You get hired based upon that. I think in the music industry, putting forth an effort to be involved with whatever you're trying to be involved in goes a lot further than any kind of education.